Somebody want to come hold the ladder for me? Today's the day I'm hanging up the string lights under the overhang of the back patio. Stay tuned. Hello everybody and welcome back to the Adobe Ring Ranch. Sorry for the little noise in the background. That's the little compressor of the AC unit. It's a nice 95, 96 degrees right now. Hopefully it doesn't get any hotter. Anyway, today I chose not to continue with the trim work on the window painting. I figured I'd take a little break from that and start hanging up some of the string lights I had previously ordered for the overhang of the back patio. When I first got them in, I opened up the box and I discovered that there were no hooks that came with the product, so I had to wait for our supply run to Alpine the other day to pick up some hooks. So now I've got everything and I'm gonna lay everything out and see what we got going on. So let me flip this camera around and let me show you what I got going on. All right, so here are those string lights I had purchased. I did get them online from Costco. The nearest Costco from me is about 4 hours away now, which is quite different from when we were back home, because Costco I literally could walk to. Anyway, I picked up 3 of these string lights. They are 48 feet long. I only need 2 boxes for the back patio. The other box I'm going to save for the front kitchen patio. I haven't laid that out yet, so I'm just going to work on the back ones right now. Each string light comes with 24 bulbs. That hopefully will give me enough light back here underneath the patio. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that I needed to pick up some hooks. So I picked up these smaller hooks here. They have a plastic covering. I'm not sure how long that's gonna last here in the heat, but for installation purposes, it'll be a lot easier on my fingers when I twist it into the wood beams of the ceiling. So let me show you why I needed the hooks. So here is the actual line, and you've got your bulb end here, and the end that you attach to the roof looks like this. So in order for me to attach the roof, I'm going to be putting the screw into the beam, and then I'm just going to be looping the hook through the little hoop here. I guess manufacturer wise, I guess it's a smart idea because people can do what they want or hang these any way they want. I've seen some online videos where people use a strong wire underneath, say a large tent, and they just run a string of wire through each one of these loops. And then you can hang them up underneath a tent, but that was not going to work for me, nor did I want that extra expense of buying that extra wire. So anyway, I've got my string lights, I've got my hooks I'm going to be using, and I'm just going to be using my cordless drill so I don't have to be tripping over a wire up and down the ladder. I'm also using a very small bit here. I'm just going to pre-drill the holes up in the in the beam, so that I can easily screw in the hooks. Otherwise, I'll have a heck of a time trying to twist this into the wood. So before I did anything, I took these string lights out. And if you haven't noticed, I did not put any bulbs in. The bulbs are a plastic material, so it's not like I would be breaking the glass, especially on this concrete patio. but I'm hanging these wires up without the bulbs in them so that I don't crack or break any of them. So as you can see, I have laid out the actual string lights along the ground so that I can get a general idea of how I'm going to be laying out the lights up on the ceiling. Please disregard the wheelbarrow. I was working on mixing some soil earlier today for my strawberries that are finally gonna arrive. Getting back to string lights. So I laid it out so I have a general idea of how I'm going to go about distance-wise, and will I have a beam available. Now let me take you up to the beams. So basically I'm gonna leave the middle beam open. It will have no lights. I'm going to be running string lights on this beam and this beam as well, and I'll be U-ing it somewhere in this area. I haven't gotten that far yet. I'm on my second string light, so I have to make sure that I get the end plugged in, the two ends plugged into each other, and then I have to make sure that my end piece kind of ends up where the other ones have begun. Now I know I'm a little distance away, but that's because that compressor is going to muffle out me talking. Hopefully it turns off soon. But I have the 4 outlet set up over here, and I just plugged in one end of the lights and I ran it a couple of feet to the right, and then I ran the lights all along that beam all the way down to our grill overhang, and then I cut it across to the other beam, and I brought the next set of lights to as far as it can go, and actually it did work out fairly well as far as the way the lights played out onto the actual beam and the way the hooks went in. It worked perfectly. So I'm going to take you down the other end so I can show you what I did up in the ladder, and then hopefully the noise of the compressor isn't too much. Okay, so I got you on top of the ladder here. Make sure you hold on. As you can see up here, I had pre-drilled a small hole up in the beam. The compressor stopped, thank you. And I hand screwed in the white hooks. I would prefer black, but they only had white, so I had to pick up the white. And then all you have to do is put the little loop onto the hook and you're good to go. And this is where the light bulb will get screwed in. Now when I put the hooks in, because of the wind here, I didn't want any of the lights looping. I wanted it as tight up to the ceiling as I possibly could. And when I installed the hooks, I have one facing forward and then the other one facing backward, so that the wire would have a little more support if the wind were to blow this back and forth. If they were all facing the same direction, hook-wise, they could blow off of the hook, and I didn't want that. So weaving them in and out, having the hooks in different directions, hoping will secure this, the wire, and least likely or less likely to have these wires fall off. And then I have the corner light over here that's all attached, and then I kind of hooked it over, and again having the hooks face in different directions, and it just crosses over the front of my barbecue station and then back around the other side. So now let me get down this ladder. We have the end here And I will be plugging in the next set of lights here and continuing them along the edge of the beam here. And then when I get to about this cross piece here, I think I'm gonna switch around to the other end and then start attaching the other end from where this corner is and start them this way. The reason for that is that I don't want to end too short or too long on this side. So what I'm going to do is once the other side is halfway done, then I'm going to pick up over here and line this side up, and then wherever it's ends here is where the crossover will be. I hope that makes sense. Otherwise, if I ran it this way, then back this way, this piece could either be too short or too long after I start pulling and tightening the lights, string lights, all along the ceiling. So I'm hoping that that all works out for me. So like I said, I've got one set already up and already plugged in. And now I'm going to be working on the second set, and hopefully I can get this done before it's time for me to go in and shower. So stay tuned, and once I get the second set hung up, I'll show you how it looks. So as I continue working on the string lights under the overhang, I had to show you my little buddy up here. Sorry for the wind. Up here under the little overhang is this poor little sparrow here that is his normal color. He's not bleeding, but for some strange reason he's hanging out here and he's panting quite heavily. I know it's warm out, but a wild bird like this shouldn't be underneath an overhang panting. He should be somewhere else, chilling out and relaxing. It's awful hot up there. But anyway, I thought you'd like to see my little, maybe he's a supervisor and he's yelling orders at me and I just don't hear him. Who knows? Anyway, I got to continue on with the job. Okay, I'm back. I just wanted to take you up the ladder one more time because I wanted you to be aware that I am not measuring the distance between each of these particular lights and making a mark and screwing in the hooks. What I'm doing so that I can get a pull or a tight wire along the ceiling is that I'm pulling the wire. I'm seeing where the hole lines up, and then I'm taking my drill and drilling the pilot hole within this little loop here. And then I just take this down, I screw it in the hook, and then when I go to hook the light on, I have a nice tight pull on my light set. I don't want any of this looping going on. It's not going to look attractive, nor do I want the night creatures roosting on it at night. So again, I'm pulling it taut, the wire, lining up the loop and my drill bit just to get the pilot hole, drilling the pilot hole, putting in the hoop or the hook, and then I'll be hooking the light to the hook. All right, I just wanted you to see that so no one out there is like making a whole bunch of measurements, because it'll be too long and sometimes you'll be off by just a fraction to make all the lights a little loopy or not fit properly. So just a little time saver. So I just wanted to take another minute or two here in case there was some confusion on me working the second string light. But as you can see here, the first string light goes from the outlet down here and then crosses over this way. Now my second string light connected on the opposite side of the outlet, because the outlet's over here, and then I ran the lights down that way, and I wanted to circle this way and then come back up this way. But I did not want the end of this second string of lights to be way too short or way too long. So now I have to work both ends at the same time so that I can get the proper length down this side and not be too short or too long on this side. So basically what I had done was I didn't want too many lights in this one particular area. So from where this curved over is 16 inches. So then I went from the curve here and measured out 16 inches so that I have a light 16 inches, 16 inches, and then there's a light smack dab here in the middle. So I'm hoping that at night it looks 10 times better. Yes, I know I have a gap here with no string or no cord, but still the lighting is spaced out evenly. So now I have all of these attached to hooks, and the same thing on this side. And I'm slowly working one light, just to see how far this loop is going to take me before I can cross it over this way. So I hope that clarifies my last segment a little bit on why I was running two ends simultaneously, just to make sure the end here lined up properly and I didn't have any shortage or extra heading towards the other side or the beginning of the first set of lights. So I hope that clarifies what I was trying to explain earlier. And again, I will let you see the final product in another minute. Okay, so the last light bulb has been installed, and all the way down the line we have all of the lights installed. It is 24 lights per string, so a total of 48. Like I said, they are not glass. They are a plastic bulb, so you don't have to worry about dropping them and breaking them. And getting back to my finish line here, where I kept working this side, attach a light, work this side, attach a light, attach a light, attach a light, just to see where my ending string across was going to fall. So it just so happened that I hit the beam, I hit the middle beam, but in the center here I had to actually put the hooks into the plywood, which again was no big deal because all the other ones are secured to beams. So I finished the end off fairly nicely. I'm glad it worked out that way. And the only bulb I have actually off center would be directly in the middle near the outlet box, but there was nothing I could do about that because we had the outlet put in the center. Initially it was there for a ceiling fan, and we thought, how ridiculous is that when the wind whips through the back patio like you wouldn't believe. So anyway, the junction box was already there. We weren't going to have it moved. I'm not worried about one light in the center. It kind of divides the back patio off a little bit, so I'm kind of happy with it. So as you can see, all the lights are on, and it's still only 4 in the afternoon. The sun's not going to go down until about 9:30 tonight, so I'll be sure to turn these lights on when it's dark out, because I'm very curious to see how these are going to look at night. So that is a wrap for now. Make sure you watch to the end of the video, because I will probably wind up attaching the nighttime illumination, let's just say. So be sure to check the end of the video before signing off. All right, until then, everyone have a great day, a great week, and Clint and I wish you all the best from the Adobe Ring Ranch. Okay, the sun has finally gone down, and we are in the back patio to turn the switch on for the back patio lights. Let's see how they look. Oh my goodness, look at this. I cannot believe the amount of light that these string lights are giving off, but it's perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me turn around towards the grill. So above my grill, we've got a few lights as well. Pretty awesome. I really like how this turned out. Wow. All right, so that's a wrap on the string lights. Let's take that off of my to-do list, please. The only string lights I have left now are above the kitchen patio, but I still need some hooks for that. But I really like how this turned out. Can't wait to have some early morning breakfasts out here, or possibly some late dinners, but who knows down the road. We'll see. All right, take care, everybody.